Top and run all the way down.
You,
I thought we were going to. Was she gonna play the video though? Not ready yet.
No.
We start at the top and run all the way down. If y'all want to stop and ask me questions about anything, I think we should stop at each section before each interlude. You know what I'm saying, and kind of talk about the section that just played. So let's do that.
We live, my friend.
Yeah. Welcome. What's going on with us, man? Okay.
All right.
So there were the first 3 songs off of the project, man.
We got a question from Kayla.
Who has a question?
I have a question. My name is Kayla Welcher. Huh?
Okay, there you are.
Oh, yeah, here I am.
Okay.
So, my first question is, when did you start on this project, and what was your passion?
Those are very tough questions, Kayla. Okay, so when I started on the project is probably the day after the Dime Trap came out. I'm constantly just making music. I stay surrounded by talented people. I stay in the studio, and I'm always going through things that I have very strong opinions about. And usually those opinions, those experiences, they lead me to making music incoherently. Like, it's not like I just intend to say, okay, look, I'm gonna go make a song about what happened today. I'm always around producers, musicians, other artists, and I always find my way in a studio, you know what I mean? And if I went through something today and I'm in the studio and a dope beat on, my instinctive reaction is, let me go lay this shit down. You know what I'm saying? And just in doing that over time so much, I accumulated records that were both kind of, I guess, articulate and distinct about my opinion of the experiences that I've had in recent history. You know what I mean? Let's say since the last time I walked in the studio, if I ain't been in the studio for 3-4 days, then the things that I experience in those 3 or 4 days, my opinion of them, whether that happens in the news, whether that's, in conversation with my partners, things I'm going through with my wife, things I experience with my kids, you know what I mean? Like, those things all they hold weight. So when I go in to create and I'm thinking of what to say, first of all, I'm thinking of what do I care about? You don't want to just be in there talking about some shit you don't even care about. You know what I mean? So what do I care about? I care about, like, what's the most important thing to me on my mind right now? Like, if you ask me, like, right now, what am I care about making sure this album is presented the way it's supposed to be. So if I go, you know what I mean? So if I go in there and I'm doing a song today, it's going to probably be about efficiency and, how everybody got to play their part to make sure you accomplish your goals and to achieve your tasks. You know what I mean? That's just the process. I can't explain it no better than that.
Okay, well,
what was the other question? It was a second one too. It was a second one. It was a second one.
I was asking you where you got your passion for this project. You kind of touched on it, but you could expand more.
That's an easy answer. Just life. Just life. Okay. Anybody else have a question?
You want to do questions? You want to go back to songs?
If anyone else has a question, I'll answer another question. And
Nikki has a question.
Okay, Nikki.
Nikki is next up. Let me unmute Nikki. Hold on 1 second.
Give me time to find Nikki. Is it Nikki or Nicole? No, Nikki. Okay, Nikki.
Hey, Tia, how you doing today? Well, tonight.
It's all good.
Yes, so I have a question. I just want to just give you your praises while you're here with us. I mean, you're one of the biggest mogul of our times, and you did so much for us. Billboard, time after time, clothing design, businessman. And I just want to know, what advice will you give somebody that's pushing forward with the community, with the culture, and want to get other people on your level. When I say other people, I mean like youth. Show them other things they can be besides being in the trap and have that business mind like you do.
Now, let me just make sure that I understand the question.
Okay.
In totality before I try to answer. Now, you talking about what's my advice for you? Is this a philanthropic effort? Like this is something you're trying to do like as a charity or as like giving back to the community? Or are you talking about like trying to incorporate business?
Well, no. No. So not charity, but just doing for the community, showing kids how they can be better and exposing them to more things. So giving them guidance, giving them knowledge.
Okay. I tell you what.
You try to get through to the music, but sometimes they got to see other things. So
I tell you what. Okay. Anytime you got to find an ability to relate. You got to have an ability to relate to whoever it is you're trying to get through. You got to understand what they're going through, why they feel how they feel, and then you have to show that you feel the same way in some capacity, even though you may disagree with how they're going about it. I still feel what you feel. You know what I mean? You got to make that connection first. You know what I mean? And once you do that, then you lead by example. You know what I mean? Right. You lead, like they gonna learn what they should be doing by watching what you do, even when they don't let you know that they're watching what you do. And they just see, if you tell somebody don't smoke cigarettes and you know they see you smoking cigarettes, they're gonna keep smoking cigarettes. They're gonna ask you for a cigarette. You know what I'm saying? So you got to lead by example too. And also you got to be patient. You know what I mean? You got to be patient because you know, everybody bad habits ain't broke in one day because they weren't developed in one day. You know what I mean? So we all have to be like realistic in our expectations and patient with one another as we evolve together. You know what I mean? We all on the earth sharing air. We all share air. You dig what I'm saying? We under the same moon. If that motherfucker real, you know what I mean? Like we all on the same ball of dirt. You know what I'm saying? So we have to, you know, find ways to. I think we should focus more on the things that bring us together, the things we have in common, rather than kind of just continuing to argue about the things that separate us, the things that make us, you know, different. And the more we be able to do that, I think the further off and the further along we'll be. I hope that answered your question.
Yeah. Just build as you climb and just keep looking out for others and be more.
Yeah, I think as long as your intentions are pure, you know, the universe is gonna continue. You putting out that energy, the universe is gonna continue to give. It's gonna send the things that you need to accomplish your task. It's gonna send it to you. We already have everything we need under our nose, within our grasp to get to everywhere we want to be in life. We already have it. It's already there. We just got to figure out, of the things that are around us, which of these tools do we use to get where we going? You know what I mean? It's already there. You dig? I got signed by my cousin introducing me to DJ Toon, who introduced me to Jason Jeter, who was an intern at a studio, who brought me to the studio and introduced me to a group called PA. One of the members in that group name was KP. He had an A&R job at LaFace. He sent me to LA and I kind of was prepared for the opportunity with my skill, got that, and I ain't looked back. So everything you want in life, tools to get there, the map, the GPS, that shit already there. You just got to be aware and recognize the energy.
All right. Thank you. And thank you for your energy.
Man, I appreciate you, man. Shit, I appreciate y'all for fucking with me, for taking your time out and sharing this moment with us. Now, the next record we have is Pardon. Okay, so first of all, if you'd like to talk about one of the first three, we should do that. You know what I mean? Anybody have anything that you want, any questions, comments, criticisms? Miguel and Eric Drake.
Hey, what's happening, man?
What's going on, G?
I want to say I appreciate you, man. I'm the day 4 stimulus package winner, so I really appreciate that, man.
Right on, man. Salute, Miguel.
Appreciate it, man.
Right,
Question.
who else here from the
What's
stimulus
your writing
from
process?
the Libra stimulus package? I'm sorry not to cut y'all, Miguel. Who else is here from the Libra stimulus package? Who else here are winners of the just Miguel? Okay, turn up. So what you were saying, out?
The question is, what's your writing process like for when you did Libra? Was it different to any other albums that you've written before?
Man, you know what? I used to be in a place where I would only okay, so I'm serious. I only wrote things down. I always wrote. My method was writing.
Yeah.
And then after I'm serious, from trap music down, I began to not write anymore. I lost I guess what I would call the database of all my raps and verses and songs that I had, concepts. I had like a real meticulous. I thought was a few album titles, concepts, songs and stuff, and I lost it. And after I lost it, I was like, man, I'm not doing another one. So then I started just not writing, going in and just, saying what I feel. And I did that from trap music up till T.I. versus T.I.P. After T.I. versus T.I.P., me and my partner Phil, me and Big Phil, before he died, we were talking about, this was actually while we were making the King album. So while we were making the King album, me and Phil was talking about the idea of doing a project where I only write shit down again. You know what I'm saying? And we talked about it, we laughed about it, I thought about it, and then he died. And I did T.I. versus T.I.P. That was really like a big therapy session for me. But after T.I. versus T.I.P., I kind of said, you know what? I'm going to do that album that me and Phil were talking about. I'm going to call it Paper Trail, right? And so that's what I did. Every song on Paper Trail, I wrote down, you know what I mean? And actually, the book that I wrote songs in is, and it's in the exhibit at the Trap Music Museum. So, and after Paper Trail, I put the paper back down.
Oh.
And then when I was in prison, I was writing stuff down. So when I came home, I had stuff that I had wrote down then. But then I heard some beats and I could come up with the lyrics before I could actually get to write it down. So I just go in there and do it. So now it's just it depends. It just depends on what I feel. If I come up with it instantly, I'm gonna go in there and lay it down off the top of my head. But if it's something that's kind of like meticulous in detail, and I want to get down to, you know what I'm saying, some real, I want to get into the minutia, then I write it down. And then sometimes if I'm not at the studio and I come up with stuff, I write it down so I don't forget it.
Okay.
So this one was split. Some of them I did off the dome, and some of them I wrote down. Like one of them I did off the dome is number 2, Hit Dog Holler. I just went in there and did that.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? I just went in there and I just spazzed through that. And the first one, the intro, spazzed through that. If you want me to, I'll point at you when we reach some material that I had to write down on paper.
Okay, appreciate it.
I bet.
Salute.
All right. So this next one is Pardon. It features Lil Baby. This video is out right now everywhere, man, where you go and stream your videos. And this song is out right now everywhere you go and stream your music. It was real dope to be able to connect with Cuz, because I feel like we represent kind of like the same things, or very similar things within our generation. I know him. I know him outside. I know him outside of music as far as like where he from and who he related to, and I know he come from real solid people. He come from solid people. He have a solid background, and the music that he make is a reflection of that, and I respect that because that's what I represented. So it was great to be able to kind of like, you know, for us to come together on this. Mid Pat crazy as hell, man.
Erica's up next with the question.
Erica, you have a question?
Eric.
Oh, Eric, my bad, bro.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good, man. Chill. What's going on, bro?
What's that?
Man, first and foremost, I gotta say, you know, I grew up on everything that you put out, you know, from trap music, you know what I'm saying, to being in parties, you know, folks fighting that you don't know me. You feel me?
Damn,
you know, we go back.
Hey, man, I'm glad you here.
Yeah, me too, man. And I meant to ask this question earlier, but it was in regards to the Thug record that you got on this project. You know, that Joker's a monster, right? And historically, y'all have had like really good chemistry, and you know, to even kind of broaden the question to like other collaborators of yours, but specifically the Thug, you know, kind of what do you think it is to where like y'all's musical energy, you know, is so aligned, and like kind of what goes into the collaboration process for you, like when you know like you got a good collab, you know what I mean, when you know like someone kind of like didn't, you know, really take their time with it, if that's ever happened, you know what I mean, like kind of how does that process go for you, and then specifically with Thug, you know, how does that work out?
Okay, let me see. You want me to talk about specifically just my experience with Slime, or you saying like in generally?
I mean, a little bit of both, you know, but yeah,
okay.
A little bit of both, yeah.
All right, so my experience with Slime, man, we partners. That's like my little brother, like, and I've known him. I mean, okay, so a little kid that he ain't a little kid, now he grown man, but young man that I kind of like raised, you know, his name is Roscoe, Pee Wee Roscoe. And a kid kind of ran up on me at the gas station when he was 10 years old, and I might have been 24 years old or something like that. And so he one of those, yo, what you doing out here, man, with your mama little kids? You dig what I'm saying? And he asked me, he say, and it was a weekday. He said, I want to go with you, T.I. Oh, you T.I., right? I want to go with you, man. I said, man, where's your mama? He said, she down there. You know what I mean? But he was like a kid that you couldn't help but love at the same time. Boy, you bad as hell. You know what I mean? And I left him there. And next time I seen him was in the parking lot at Magic City, and he was with Big Meech and BML. You know what I'm saying? And he just kind of like made it way around, whether he was with me, then for months he'll be with BMF, then for months he'll be with Allen Iverson, for months he'll be with Mayweather, you know what I'm saying? He just always just kept himself moving around. And let's cut to when I met Thug. So the first time I met Thug, I ran into Pee Wee, and he was like, hey, bro, this the future. Telling you right now. This is who it is. I said, yeah, let's see. You know what I mean? But I was really out the loop because I had been to prison. I ain't know what was going on for real. So I'm coming back looking for, you know, instructions and guidance. And the first time we walked in the studio together is the day we did About the Money. The first song we did, first beat we chose was About the Money. You know what I mean? That's always been, you know, that's always been our MO. We get in there, we get that shit done. We go, you know what I mean? We go the fuck off. He always impressed me, and he say I impress him. So when we go in that motherfucker, it's just for the purpose of going the fuck off. And I feel like with him being so different, he's so far over here, I'm so far over there. Like we allow each other to kind of drift into each other's lanes a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I feel comfortable moving. I feel comfortable trying new things and doing other shit. You know what I mean? Like the conformity of the structure of the song is thrown out the window.
Yeah.
Fuck the structure of a song. Fuck 16 bars and 8-bar hooks and 4-bar bridges. I don't care nothing about that. We just finna do this shit, and as long as it's dope, we gonna rock it out like that. And that's what he does, and he kind of made me feel more comfortable doing that. So I don't know how you gotta ask him how he feel about his end of the spectrum, but that's how I feel.
Got you. I'll have to get another one of these contests for that. But definitely appreciate you for that, man. And you know, definitely your whole contribution over the last 20+ years. You know, as someone that grew up on that from Nashville, Tennessee, you know, so right up the road, you know, it's special and it means a lot to us and to the culture. So definitely appreciate you.
Man, thank you. It means a lot. It means a lot that you dedicate your time and attention, because you can listen to anything. You did. It's so much shit out there. 60,000 songs a day come out. It's so much shit out there. You can listen to anything. You could be listening to anything. You could be logged on to anywhere. So for you to dedicate your time and attention to the shit I got going on, I appreciate that.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't care. Y'all got another question?
Yeah.
Robin.
I have a question.
It's Robin?
Robin, yes, hi. Hi, it's Robin. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing. Well, a lot actually. Thanks to you. There was a line in Pardon that really stuck out to me, and it's something that remains curious for someone like yourself who's been able to maintain a level consistently every time you drop. Doing this shit so long is starting to get boring.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious of because we never feel that way. I'm speaking on behalf of people, but I never feel that way when I listen to you, and I want to know what continues to fuel you. You know, you're at the top. You've had it on lock for continuous years. What's your fuel in the midst of what could be getting boring?
Well, I mean, when I say it's getting boring, I think that the monotony of the industry, like if I go about the traditional methods of what it takes to be successful and gain traction in this industry, and I'm more focused on success than I am on elevating my art, it does get boring. That's why I stopped doing, I mean, I ain't stopped, but I stopped even like worrying about putting albums out. The last album I had, Dime Trap, that album, like we put that out because it was the 15th anniversary of trap music. Had it not been for the 15th anniversary of trap music, I wouldn't have put an album out. I'm glad we did, but it's just, how can I say this? The rap game now to me feels like, so we know the process that it takes to get into the NBA right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you know you gotta be good and prove yourself up through middle school, high school, go to college. Unless you are exceptional, then you go straight to the NBA. Or now you at least got to go through 1 year of college, then you go to the NBA. You know what? But the NBA is the standard. That's what they have a standard of what it takes for you to be labeled a professional. And if you show them you good enough, then you're a professional. And then if you get into that profession and you win a ring, then you're a champion, so on and so forth. Okay, imagine if the NBA said, who's the best in this arena right now? Come down here to the court. I'm gonna let you play against LeBron James. Like, a lot of people in the NBA will be like, I don't want to do this shit. They didn't go through what I went through. They never, I can't, nope, I can't do it. That's what the rap game feel like to me right now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If they would have opened the arenas during the game and just let anybody who felt like they were good come out there and try and play. And my skill set too high. I done spent too much of my time doing this shit. I got too much respect for the integrity of my art But sometimes motherfuckers really be dope now. And you know what I'm saying? So you got it's a balance.
Yeah.
It's a balance. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of have to walk that tightrope of when you're not good enough and you ain't ready, or you ain't went through the necessary steps, but you have an exceptional gift that requires for us to make an exception. So let's, you know what I mean? And that's some shit that I just had to learn, and I had to grow with the game and evolve with the times. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you are amazing at your craft, and thank you for continuing to share it with us.
Thank you, Robin, for continuing to listen.
Mm-hmm.
This shit don't mean nothing. You don't listen to it. Cause all these songs I done had for at least 18 months, some 2 years. The third song we did that record a year and a half ago, probably. And I just didn't put it out. I was just like, I was happy to have it and listen to it and enjoy it with me and my friends. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, a lot of these records that you'll hear throughout the night, that's how they were. Most of these records are months at least and years at most old. And it's just people just continuing to bombard me with, man, when you putting that shit out? When you putting that shit out? You better put that shit out, man. I need to hear that shit. You know what I mean? My niece Kamaya, she is one of the most like vigilant pursuers of my music. Play that shit for me again. But you know what I mean? She'll come to people come to the studio just to hear music because they know I ain't gonna put it out. So now here we are. You guys can enjoy it, and I'm glad to see that you actually do.
Thank you, Kamaya. Keep pushing it.
Okay, so all right, we're gonna get into the next record. So this next record, of this portion of the album. So I want to explain it. The album to me feels like 3 projects put together, right? And that's kind of, I think that's a reflection of the characteristics of my sign. Like, you know what I'm saying? We just diverse kind of all over the place. You know what I mean? That's why we the scales. So this particular portion of the album is kind of like trap music, traditional, evolved though. You dig? And a part of trap music, you know, is the dope boy's interaction with his significant other, his, you know what I'm saying, his lady of choice. And you know, the original trap music album, it had songs like Let's Get Away and I Can't Be Your, I Wanna Be Your Man. So for this section, I felt like that vibe was imperative, and I had the pleasure of doing it with Jeremiah and Snoop Dogg. You did, and I just think it's dope. Now we're gonna speak again after this record. If you have any questions about this record in particular, but after this, we're gonna switch gears and we're gonna head into another vibe of the album. But let's hear this. This is called Moon Juice. Okay, so that was Moon Juice. What's up, Nicole?
Hello.
What's happening? How you doing?
Sorry. I was just wondering, what was your favorite collaboration on this album?
The one with my son.
With your son? Okay.
Yeah, the one with my son.
Which one was that? What was the name of the song?
It's called Family Connect. It's called Family Connect. It's probably about 5 songs down. Yeah.
Pretty proud of them, aren't you?
That was my favorite collaboration ever.
Good. Why is that? Is it because it's your son?
It's my favorite song ever. It's my favorite song. I've never picked a favorite song before. People usually ask me, and I tell them they're all my children, but they've never ever had my children like on the song. And then it's like so I'll talk about it now, but we're gonna have to speak about it later. So my oldest son, Messiah, produced the track.
Oh, okay.
And me and Damani are performing on that track. So that's my favorite song ever.
Okay. Cool.
Yep. Keith, what's up? Hey, you got your mic muted. You got your mic muted. Scroll. There you go.
Yeah, man. What's up with you, man?
What's happening, G?
Dude, I've been rocking with you since I'm serious, man. You know what I'm saying? I remember that drop down in back in '98, and I was down in FAM, and you know, Robin, she could probably attest to it.
No,
But
hold,
again,
pause. Wait a minute. Wait, nope, not '98.
well, I mean '99. You know what I'm saying?
No, stop. Nope. I'm serious. 2001. People always try to put me in with the '90s crew, and I am raised by and get under the tutelage of the '90s crew. But I was selling dope in the '90s. I didn't make my way to music to do nothing. It wasn't no features, it wasn't no videos, it wasn't no nothing until 2000. The '99 Source Awards was my first introduction. That was my first time at the trap and in the music business. The '99 Source Award. So you'll catch a freestyle of me with Goody Mob, and I think Big Boy were there, on a bus, on a tour bus with Big Les and Joe Claire for Rap City. You'll catch that, and that came out in '99. But that's the only thing that I did or had documented in '99. I'm serious came out in 2001. But that cool though. But what about it?
Hey, well, you know better than me because you were doing it. But you know, college, we had a lot of fun down there.
Dates is with events. I associate all of my dates with the events that I know. You know what I mean? Like the album. I'm serious. 2001. That's an easy one. October 2001. Source Award, summer of '99. You see what I'm saying? So of course I could get hazy anytime in between there about things that happen, but I know these things. Like how about motherfucking Never Scared? There's a date that was released. We can Google it. You know, certain shit that I just kind of know based on the events that I can reference back to.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
But fam,
you know what I'm saying? Like
2001.
Yeah,
what was going on?
2001. You know what I'm saying? It. You know, Atlanta was deep down there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when Pastor Troy came out, then you came out. It's like, you know, it gave us a reason to represent in the club, make our presence felt. You know,
right.
Stuff like that.
You from Atlanta? You know, you from the city?
Yeah, I'm from it. For sure. Stewart Avenue. You know what I'm saying?
You dig what I'm saying? Zone 3.
Yeah. Zone 3, right down the street from Screaming Wheels. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And,
okay.
And that's, you know, like the first 3 songs, you know what I'm saying, put me in that mood where you want to just kind of like, you know, ride by 559, you know what I'm saying? Just
make you feel at home, don't it?
Right. You know what I'm saying? You know, I feel like one of your probably your most slept on songs for folks that's not from Atlanta is probably Air Force Ones, you know, off your mixtape.
Air Forces.
You know
my Air Forces. They were supposed to be like a nod to my Adidas, my Air Forces. Walk through good at night, but feel off. I mean, you know what happened? Why that shit why I ain't press it? Like I was producing at the time, and this really what got me off of being a producer, to be honest. It was me against the machine.
Trying to get that clearance.
Nah, fuck no, that wasn't it. It was me against the machine, the drum machine. At that time, you had a zip drive, and then you had there were no computers for real, not you like the board where you push the levers, it was a computer kind of built in it, and we recorded our vocals into there. This is before Pro Tools. And long story short, I produced a bunch, same thing that happened with the rap book. I produced a bunch of shit, and I had some shit that at the time I was producing in the 3rd bedroom in me and Jason Jeter's apartment. And I produce a beat, and then when I produce a beat, I have to, instead of tracking it out on Pro Tools, I have to download it onto this zip drive, put it in a sequence, download it onto a zip drive until I can get to a studio, separate the beats on the reel, and all that old whack ass shit. So I had shit that I did at the crib. I had rhymes written to it, beats made for it, just need to get in the studio and lay it down. Or I need to actually get here and set the mic up to where I can record the shit. Big Country fucked my motherfucking, something happened with my zip drive. He erased all my shit. You hear me? So now, just fuck the shit altogether. I'm done, man. I'm through. I don't want to make no more beats. I'm just rapping now. Now I'm just rapping. And then, like, as technology kind of evolved, motherfuckers, like, I still have the trauma of that, of that moment with me, because my Air Forces, I thought that was a big ass record. And then when I did my Air Forces before Nelly did,
Right, exactly.
Give Me Two Pair. You see what I'm saying? I feel like I had that shit.
Yeah,
I was on to something, I knew it.
Yeah.
And then because of my blunder, because of this kerfuffle, now, Nelly, rightfully so, he great minds think alike, and he actually executed his much better than I did. And that, that success went, and all of these things kind of led me down different paths and led me into different epiphanies, which ultimately led me to where I am here today. I forgot what the fuck the question was for real.
But now I'll just let you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think, like that's probably one of your most slept on songs personally.
Thank you.
Just been kind of, tracking you through your career, you know what I'm saying? You were a true, in my eyes, a true student and connoisseur of the game. You have a lot of respect for it. And, you always let people know, how you came to be, how, with the title The King, and, how you earn the respect of those that came before you. And so, in the place that you're in now, and as you reach out, to these up and coming cats, how do you get them to understand, what it takes to get to your level and, to respect those that came before them and things
It ain't my job to do that. It ain't my job to make nobody understand nothing about what it takes to get nowhere unless they want to listen. Unless they've said, like, if you come to me and say, bro, how do I do this? Then I'm going to sit down and now I'm obligated to tell you. But it ain't my job to go out here and finding people who don't know shit and making them understand the shit that they don't know. That ain't my job.
For sure.
If you ready for the information, if you seek the information, and you come to me for help, I will help you if I can, to the best of my ability. I mean, I will, I'm just a genuine person. If you come to me, if I know something that you don't know, you say, bro, how do I do this? I say, all right, what have you done so far? I'm going to see where you at with it, so I know how much game you can digest at this period, this point in your process. And it ain't until the end that I'm even willing to divulge the kind of information that I have, because I don't want to cast my pearls to swine. Do you know what that means? You muted yourself again, Keith.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you muted him.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. He muted you, Keith.
Yeah, it's all good, man. Yeah, you don't want to just throw it out there for it to go to waste. You know what I'm saying? Just fall on deaf ears.
Kind of, sort of.
No value.
When you can't, the term cast pearls to swine mean you're giving somebody more valuable information, more useful tools than they even have a capacity to understand. You know what I mean? Let's just break it down in layman's terms. If you went to a pig pen with diamonds and pearls, and you say, here, guys, I love you. They don't know how to appreciate no motherfucking diamonds and pearls. They want slop. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times I find myself, or have found myself, casting my pearls to swine. I'm offering the type of information that people can't even receive right. And I gotta do a better job of kind of like evaluating, estimating what to say when and what to do for who. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when they ready, if they ask, I will share. Until then, now, let's get into the next section of the album. To kick this off, we have Rhapsody. Rhapsody, I call her, man, a cold call. And, you know, low key like that. The Libra the Libra project has been narrated by women, like completely from top to bottom. It's been, and if you look at the album cover, it's also dedicated to women. And I do that because, you know, I think that for some reason women think I don't fuck with them. I don't know why. You know what I mean? Like I have I probably fuck with y'all too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know why it's, you know, anyway. I didn't set out to do this though. Like this wasn't, you know, something that I just kind of just said, okay, let me. First of all, the artwork by DL, who also did my first album, I'm Serious. The artwork came from a conversation. He asked me, yo, if your album title is The Libra, what does that mean to you? How do you see it? And I was like, well, it means the scales to me. But if we could make that cool and fly and sexy, that's really what, you know what I mean? So me giving him that, he began to sketch shit out on a napkin. He showed it to me. And I say, you gonna do this with people? And he said, yeah. And I said, hell yeah, I'm in. And it just happened to be, you know, beautiful Black women. But it still, to me, it spoke to the strength, the resilience, and the beauty of Black women. And so the image kind of said, okay, how to tie all these songs into this image. And slowly but surely, you know, the ideas that started to come just kind of represented women of different walks of life. So, cut to call Rhapsody, cold call. Yo, if you were to write like some spoken word about whatever you feel about me, and, you know, and incorporated the title of my album in it, how would that sound? And she was kind of like, I don't know. What's the title of your album? And I told her, and she said, well, I need to hear some music. So I sent her the music. Then she asked me, yo, so what does this mean to you? And then, you know what I'm saying? I told her just a little bit, kind of like, it just means diversity. You know what I mean? Just mean being able to do a lot of things at one time. You know what I mean? Just, you know, the things that I do at one time, a lot of people find this is kind of, it's, I don't know, unbelievable to them, but it's just a part of who I am and what I do. And with that conversation, hung up the phone. The next day, like we spoke that night, by the time I got up, I had it. And I heard it and I told her it was perfect. So this particular piece will lead us into the section of the album that I dedicated to high quality, intense lyricism. You know, so this will be where I guess you could say the I'm Illies or the 56 bars or the Bring 'em Outs or the Swagger Like Us. Like, okay, so just the MC shit that you know T.I. for doing. Like, damn, that motherfucker said that. Motherfucker rapping. This nigga spit. Like that's this section. And without further ado, let's get into it. Yo, so who does?
Mia?
Don't forget Raina.
I got Raina. She's queued up.
Huh. Okay, Mia. What's your question?
Hello. Thank you so
Hey.
much for this opportunity to talk to you.
My
It's
pleasure.
awesome.
Thank you.
My question is, with your vast career from being an amazing artist to a fashion mogul, now a teacher at Clark Atlanta, and you're an activist within our community, have you considered entering or stepping into the political arena? Do you have any aspirations to do something like that, to run for public office maybe?
Emphatically and equivocally, no. I have no aspirations, no interests, no intentions. I do not want to be in any political seat, in any political forum. I don't think that's the best use of my time or the best application of my skill. I am in the for-profit business. I don't believe in, to be honest, the system. I just don't. I think when it works, it's because something went wrong. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? I feel that my best use of my time and potential is doing the thing, providing hope, setting an example, and just earning the respect of the community. And as I do that, I think I need to empower the people who need to be put in position, who have genuine interests for doing what it takes to fulfill the needs of the community. I'm not that person. I'm a hustler. So you can't put me in no position where it's going to be illegal for me to make legal money. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I can't do it. I know I can't do it. I'm not going to take no oath. I don't want no job. I don't want to report to nobody. I don't want to have nobody telling me what I can and can't do, what my parameters is, what they, that ain't for me. It's not me. And the best thing you know is yourself. I know that that's just not that ain't my vibe. So I ain't gonna force myself to be something I know that I'm not. And I think that's what the sitting president, had he taken the same consideration and like said, okay, I know what I do. I get money. I'm a personality. I can continue to get money and drive my, take myself to be a billionaire. Like, to be the president is really, unless you just doing it to try to help the people, it's just stroking your ego. It's all ego driven. It's just about power and like being able to tell other people what to do. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about telling other people who ain't around me what to do. I care about what the people around me doing. If you ain't around me, I could care less what you're doing. Why would I care about what people in Idaho or Iowa or, you know what I mean? I wouldn't try to exalt no kind of energy or authority into changing, forcing, coercing, or hindering people so far outside of where I am, keeping them from doing what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that just ain't in me. So I think politics just ain't for me. I'm not cut out for it. But thank you for the consideration.
You're welcome. Thank you for lending your voice to all these causes that you do. I would consider it if I knew your platform.
Man, my platform is profit.
Okay, I can get behind that one.
As long as there's some integrity connected to it. My platform, what's up, bro? My platform is profit. I ain't really into, what's going on, sir? Boy, you got some mighty snazzy pants you put on today. My platform is profit. I ain't really into trying to force my agenda. I don't want to force my opinion on the other people. It just ain't me. Unless that opinion is equality, But anyway, anybody else have a question?
Yeah.
You say Adjoa?
Yes. Hi.
Okay, just give me a minute. Let me find you. Where is it? Okay, there you are.
Hi.
What's going on, Adjoa? No, go ahead, bro.
Not too much. How are you this evening?
Cooling. What's up with you?
Not too much. Having a good time tonight, listening to Libra.
Thank you.
I do have a question for you. I felt like Rhapsody's spoken word was really a vibe about you you know, without Tip in the world just might tip over. And so I was wondering, from your perspective, what rap artist, past or present, do you think could see you in a versus battle?
Stop. It's a lot. It's a ton. I'm not really I don't think, like, you know, I'm the greatest, like, in the industry to ever do what I'm doing. I just think I'm the greatest at doing what I do. You know what I'm saying? And as long as I redirect the focus back to what I do, nobody can fuck with me. Okay. And that's just what I try. I try to focus on doing what I do. So who could see me in any of them? Like any of them. Like, real deal. Biggie, Pop, Jay, like anybody could see me in a battle. It just, the nigga I called out don't want to see me.
All right.
He wants the fucking bully.
Shouts out to 50, man. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of respect for 50. I like power. You know what I'm saying? I like power and I enjoy it. Get Rich or Die Trying, for real. And we have a TV show together. You know what I mean? We you know what I'm saying? We work together. We actually appreciate one another's energy and company. So, you know, ain't no strike against him. It's his catalog. It's his catalog I'm calling out. Him as a person, he's a good people. I've seen him do his thing around, you know what I mean? Seen other people kind of avoid him and stuff, but I want the bully.
Yes, sir.
So anytime we deem it appropriate, anytime it's convenient, anytime, I'll make myself available. Today, not Saturday. Today. What's the day? What's the day? Today Thursday. Album release. Do it at midnight. As soon as the album drop, let's do it. You know what I mean? But I have a lot of respect for bro. I think, you know what I'm saying, he had one of the greatest albums of our generation. And I ain't never gonna try to take that away from him. You know what I mean? I can't. But yeah, one of the greatest albums of our generation. I have several.
Okay.
So, with all due respect to him and his achievements, I will cherish the day he ever sets a date. And until then, we'll continue on with our lives. Now, what else? Who else has a question?
Thank you.
Raina.
How are you, Mr. Harris? It's a pleasure to see you. I'm so happy we get to hear the album in advance. It sounded really, really great so far.
Thank you, Miss Simone.
Thank you. I also want to say, as a Howard University graduate, I'm super, super excited that you're doing your HBCU initiative. I think that's so powerful. I love that. But so my question is, what role do you think modern rap music plays in the struggle for Black liberation and for mobility? And do you think Black rappers take on the inherent responsibility to speak out in the face of injustice? And then I guess to sum up that question, where do you see yourself fitting into that climate as a prominent rapper yourself?
That's a lot. Tell me the first one again.
The first one was, what role do you think that modern rap music plays in terms of the struggle towards Black forward mobility and Black liberation?
All right, let's stop there. All right, so hip hop, rap music, it has always been for the purpose of telling the masses what's going on in the areas they may not get to visit. You dig what I'm saying? That's whether it's a song about a dance, whether it's fuck the police, whether it's, you know what I mean? Like, it's always about making sure the rest of the world knows what's going on in the parts of the world they don't get to visit.
Mm-hmm.
And its only obligation is to be honest. That's his only obligation. Just be honest. Live in your truth. Don't be out here talking about you doing all this, yada, 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 so on and so forth. And you know you ain't jumped off the porch. You know what I'm saying? Just don't present yourself as something that you can't uphold on a daily basis when you out in the streets. That's the only obligation. That's it. If you do the most, then get there behind the mic on and do the most. You know what I mean? If you really like DMX, I'll give you an example. DMX will never let you down. You hear DMX on a song, you can see DMX, it don't matter whether you're at the gas station, at the club, it don't matter whether you're at the restaurant, it don't matter whether you're at the PTA meeting. You see DMX, he gonna give you DMX. It's a mighty fine day today. Hey, weather's nice. You know what I mean? You see DMX, he gonna give you DMX. You may not always agree with it. It may not always be, for you. But one thing you always must appreciate, respect, and acknowledge is he giving you DMX. Now, some people give you what they feel like they need to give you to get your money. If you're like, well, if I give him this, then they'll come see me. They'll, you know what I mean? I can get a hit. They'll come see me at my shows. They'll buy my records. And then they do that because they try to fit into a conformity that they feel like will be presentable to you, and then you'll give your money to them. That's whack. Right. That whole shit. You know what I mean? So the only thing I feel like the thing I feel like modern music owes society at large is to be honest. Okay, so let's get back to the music. We are on Put Some On It. Now, I told you there was the rap section of the album, right? So Put Some On It is really just me kind of like talking to people and letting them know that, even though all closed eyes ain't sleep, basically. You know what I mean? All closed eyes ain't sleep. All still bodies ain't dead. So, you know what I'm saying? Just because I don't drop records every month, year, or whatever, don't think that, just don't get it fucked up. So that is the purpose of this song. After that, there'll be 2 more songs, and then we will speak again.